Okay, this is recording number 1 for the voiceover. I know I'll probably have to add stuff, but that's fine. Welcome. I'm Baba Diddle, and here's the behind the scenes to my 50 subscriber special. Enjoy the video. I knew I wanted to do something different. Something dramatic. I played around with a couple ideas, and my sister helped narrow it down. Thank you, sister. Still, it changed from the original concept. It was meant to be simpler, if you can believe that, and actually to music rather than my voice and mixed sound effects. But I had an idea for this out of nowhere. It all stemmed from one question. What is Cara's story? But in reality, I was actually asking myself, what is Cara's story that doesn't give too much away, but is also intriguing enough that people might find it cool? It was hard to balance, and I hope I did alright. Once I landed on the Cara's story, told by Cara, I sketched out the rough draft. I ended up adding some frames and modifying some others, but all in all, the first draft is actually pretty accurate to what I did. I think the biggest change is probably literally like the first frame in the second half, the eye. It was supposed to be actually animated, but I ended up doing all still shots. And then came the sound mixing, and whoa boy, there was some sound mixing. I think I had 8 or some layers of audio in my editing software, and I never really felt like I was done with it. I think the main reason I felt that way is because I don't think I sound like what Cara would sound like. I would have loved to have someone else do it, but I can't hire anyone at the moment, and I was too shy to ask any of my friends. Gotta say though, the audio editing was probably my favorite part of the overall process. Speaking of favorites, here's my favorite frame in the first half, which I like to call the dreamy half. That definitely doesn't have any lore implications. Here's my least favorite. We won't give her much time. Here's my favorite frame from the second half, not counting the very last, we'll get to that in a moment. And here's my least favorite frame, because it was the first one I did for this half, and it's just very jarring and weird as a still frame. For this last frame, I actually have a time lapse to show you guys. The last frame I knew should be an illustration. For most of the drawings, I only spent 20 to 45 minutes on them. And this one took me a few hours. What does any of it mean? What am I trying to tell? If you didn't notice, throughout the video, the black marks on her arms and throat stay relatively the same, but in this drawing, they're kind of creeping up. Why that is because... That was weird. As I was saying, plot holes in this. Cara's not wearing the same shirt. Good catch. You can see in this frame, Cara grabbing her boots, and right next to it is this little black blob. Well, that blob represents some clothing that does not actually belong to her, but it's clean, so it's better, and she takes it. I also imagine there would have been a hair tie or a scrunchie or something, probably a couple. There were probably like a few sets of boots, a few sets of clothes, and just general stuff. That's also why she has her hair up, but she has it in a bun rather than her normal style because it's long enough to do that and she kind of wants to keep it out of her face, despite her bangs being in her face. Not really a plot hole, but I just want to talk about it. The style change. It's a little more jarring than I would have liked it to be, but if I had entirely animated it and added like cool fog effects and polished it up a lot, then I think it would have worked a lot better. It's not that the first half isn't canon, it's just less canon. It's the canon and the story, but through Kara's head. So, can you really trust her narration of the story? Well... The other part that's a little skewed from the canon is Cara's smile in that last frame. She would have actually been completely stone-faced and angry-looking, but I really wanted to give off like a creepy vibe that might make someone shudder and wonder what's wrong with me as an artist. That's fine, right? Either way, this project was one of the greatest feeling things I've worked on in a while. It felt like it had reignited a fire in me that I haven't felt for art in quite a long time, and that was really nice. I'm recording this before the video actually goes up, so I really hope that you guys liked it, because I loved working on it, and I never would have made it if not for you guys. So thank you for watching my videos, thank you for leaving nice comments and subscribing, and if you guys liked it, then who knows, maybe I'll be able to make something kind of similar in the future. maybe about a different character, maybe about a couple different characters, maybe about the dynamics of the characters. Like, I don't know, it just kind of opens up this whole world of things that, like, I don't know. But if you guys liked it, please let me know because, oh my gosh, it was really fun to work on. Back on track, back to the script. The next video will be normal again, I promise. And until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!